Imagine the Arctic in winter, a frozen kingdom where the sun has vanished, plunging the landscape into a long, unbroken night. The world above is silent, blanketed in snow and ice, with only the faintest glow on the horizon to hint at the sun's presence. It's a place that seems inhospitable, where life appears to have retreated or disappeared entirely. But if you could slip beneath the surface, you'd discover a secret, bustling world hidden from view. Down here, beneath the thick frozen ceiling, life pulses, with surprising energy and diversity defying the harshness above. In these icy waters, winter plankton not only survive, they thrive. These microscopic organisms form the invisible foundation of the entire Arctic ecosystem, drifting in the near-freezing water, multiplying even as the world above lies dormant. The sea ice above acts as a protective shield, filtering what little sunlight remains into mesmerizing, shifting patterns below. This faint light is just enough to sustain life, creating a magical, otherworldly glow that dances across the underwater landscape. Far from being a barren wasteland, this is a dynamic habitat, a nursery for new life, a hunting ground for predators, and a sanctuary for countless creatures adapted to the cold. The rugged underside of the ice is a world unto itself, sheltering the smallest and most resilient inhabitants. Here, tiny organisms cling to the ice, finding shelter and food in its crevices and ridges. These tiny drifters are the unsung heroes of the Arctic, supporting the survival of much larger animals like polar bears and seals. Without them, the entire food web would collapse. Plankton are the first link in a complex and delicate food chain, converting the scarce energy of the sun into nourishment for countless others. Every bite taken by a fish, a seal, or a bear can be traced back to these microscopic powerhouses. Their existence is a testament to nature's incredible ability to adapt and flourish, even in the harshest and most unforgiving places on Earth. They move, feed, and multiply, undeterred by the cold and darkness. Today, we'll journey into this hidden world to uncover how these minuscule creatures survive the relentless cold and endless night, and how they fuel the lives of some of the Arctic's most captivating predators, including the mighty seal. Prepare to be amazed by the drama and complexity unfolding in a single drop of seawater, a story of survival, adaptation, and connection beneath the ice, where every life is linked in a delicate balance. What are plankton? You might have heard the word before, but what does it really mean? Plankton are some of the most fascinating and essential organisms on our planet, yet they're often invisible to the naked eye. The word plankton comes from the Greek word for drifter, or wanderer, and that's exactly what they are. Tiny organisms that drift with the ocean's currents, unable to swim against them. Plankton aren't a single species or even a single type of organism. Instead, they're a diverse collection that includes everything from microscopic algae, called phytoplankton, to tiny animals and even the larvae of much larger creatures like fish, crabs, and sea stars. These drifting communities form the very foundation of the marine food web, acting as the ocean's primary producers. Without them, the entire ecosystem would collapse. Plankton are generally divided into two main groups: phytoplankton, which use sunlight to create their own food through photosynthesis, and zooplankton, which feed on other organisms including phytoplankton and sometimes each other. Phytoplankton are often called the grass of the sea. They're incredibly important, producing more oxygen than all the world's rainforests combined. Every second breath you take is thanks to these tiny plants. Without plankton, marine life as we know it simply wouldn't exist. They support everything from the smallest fish to the largest whales, providing food and oxygen for countless species. Zooplankton are just as varied, ranging from single-celled protozoa to small crustaceans like copepods and krill. Some are so tiny they can only be seen under a microscope, while others are visible to the naked eye. Some zooplankton graze peacefully on phytoplankton, while others are tiny predators, preying on fellow zooplankton. This constant cycle of eating and being eaten keeps the ocean's food web in balance. Many larger marine animals, including fish and invertebrates, actually begin their lives as plankton, drifting in the open ocean before growing up and settling down. Plankton are truly the architects of the marine ecosystem, supporting life at every level, from tiny fish to giant whales that rely on them for food. But their importance doesn't stop there. Plankton also play a vital role in absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to regulate our planet's climate and acting as guardians of Earth's stability. The health of plankton populations is a direct reflection of the health of the entire ocean. When plankton thrive, so does marine life. When they struggle, the whole ecosystem feels the impact. The Arctic winter brings months of unbroken darkness, a true challenge for sun-loving phytoplankton that depend on sunlight to thrive. With the sun below the horizon for weeks or even months, the ocean becomes a world of shadows and cold, testing the survival skills of even the tiniest organisms. Many phytoplankton species survive this harsh period by entering a dormant state. They form tough, protective spores that settle gently onto the seafloor, where they rest in a kind of suspended animation, waiting patiently for the return of spring sunlight to awaken them. But not all plankton simply wait out the winter. Some have evolved to become mixotrophic, meaning they can switch from photosynthesis to actively hunting bacteria and even smaller plankton. This remarkable adaptation allows them to find food in the darkness, using different strategies to survive when light is scarce. This flexibility is key. It lets certain plankton species remain active and continue growing, even in the pitch-black waters beneath the ice. The sea ice itself becomes a unique refuge. Within its brine channels, tiny salty pockets, resilient algae and bacteria find shelter, protected from the harshest conditions outside. These ice algae form a golden-brown layer clinging to the underside of the ice. Even when sunlight is weak, they manage to photosynthesize, providing a vital food source for other organisms when almost nothing else grows. Zooplankton, such as the fatty copepods, have their own strategy. During the brief Arctic summer, they feast on abundant phytoplankton, building up thick stores of fat to fuel them through the long, lean winter months. As winter approaches, these zooplankton migrate to deeper, more stable waters. There, they slow their metabolism dramatically, entering a state of semi-hibernation as they wait for the spring bloom to return. This cycle of summer feasting and winter fasting is crucial for their survival, allowing them to endure months without fresh food. It also ensures that the energy captured during the productive summer months is stored and made available to animals higher up the food chain, such as fish and whales, throughout the winter. These ingenious survival strategies allow plankton to persist and support the entire Arctic food web, even in the harshest, coldest season. The Arctic's hidden world is a testament to adaptation, resilience, and the incredible ways life finds to endure, no matter how extreme the environment. How do we know what happens beneath the ice? It takes dedication and cutting-edge technology. Scientists drill through thick sea ice, lowering fine mesh nets to collect nearly invisible plankton. Back in the lab, a single drop of seawater under a microscope reveals a universe of life. Advanced imaging tools capture stunning details: copepods with long antennae, diatoms with glass-like shells. These images aren't just beautiful, they're vital data for understanding who eats whom in the polar night. To study plankton in their natural habitat, scientists use remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, equipped with cameras and samplers. ROVs explore the under-ice world, capturing real-time footage of plankton behavior. This technology gives us an unprecedented glimpse into their interactions and survival strategies. Each discovery helps piece together the story of life beneath the Arctic ice. The combination of fieldwork and technology is unlocking the secrets of this hidden world. Through science, we witness the extraordinary lives of the smallest Arctic residents. Viewing plankton under a microscope is like exploring an alien planet. Diatoms build intricate silica shells, circles, stars, and chains, delicate yet strong. Dinoflagellates spin through the water with whip-like tails, some glowing with bioluminescence when disturbed. In the Arctic night, these flashes can startle predators or attract bigger ones. Among zooplankton, copepods reign, tiny, teardrop-shaped, with a single red eye and long antennae. Their bodies store orange oil sacs, visible energy reserves for winter survival. The diversity is staggering. Arrowworms hunt with spiny mouths, pteropods fly through water, and krill form the backbone of the polar food web. Each creature, with its unique form and function, plays a vital role in the dance of life beneath the ice. In a single drop of water, the Arctic's hidden beauty and complexity come alive. Now, meet the predator that depends on this microscopic feast, the Aurora-Eyed seal. Their eyes glow with greens and blues thanks to a special layer that enhances night vision, perfect for hunting in the dark. This adaptation lets seals see shapes and bioluminescent flashes invisible to us. Ringed and bearded seals are masters of the under-ice world, using strong claws to maintain breathing holes in thick ice. These holes are lifelines, allowing seals to travel and hunt beneath the frozen surface. Their streamlined bodies and thick blubber keep them warm and agile. Aurora-eyed seals are top predators here, their fate intertwined with the plankton below. Seals don't just eat fish, they also feast on large zooplankton like krill and amphipods, especially in winter. Swarms of these creatures create a protein-rich buffet. Seals use their sensitive eyes to spot bioluminescent flashes from disturbed plankton swarms. But vision isn't their only tool. Their whiskers detect the tiniest vibrations, reading the water for hidden prey. This combination of super-sensitive whiskers and night vision makes seals expert hunters in the dark. They efficiently find food, conserving energy in the frigid Arctic. Their multi-sensory approach secures their place at the top of the winter food chain. The link between aurora-eyed seals and winter plankton shows how interconnected Arctic life is. Energy flows from ice algae and phytoplankton to zooplankton, then to seals. Every link is essential. If one weakens, the whole ecosystem suffers. Climate change threatens this balance, with warming temperatures and shrinking sea ice reducing plankton habitat. Disrupted plankton cycles mean less food for seals and other predators. The health of plankton is a barometer for the entire Arctic. The fate of visible icons like seals and polar bears is tied to these invisible drifters. A single-celled diatom beneath the ice can ultimately fuel a polar bear's hunt. In nature, nothing exists in isolation. The largest and smallest are bound together. The Arctic's future depends on the strength of its tiniest inhabitants. Our journey reveals winter plankton as resilient survivors and the lifeblood of the Arctic. Protecting them is critical. Without plankton, the entire food web collapses. Climate change and pollution threaten their survival, with microplastics and toxins moving up the food chain. To save seals, whales, and polar bears, we must first protect plankton. Reducing carbon emissions and keeping oceans clean are essential steps. By understanding and valuing these tiny giants, we become better stewards of the Arctic. Even the smallest organisms play a monumental role in our planet's health. Let's commit to safeguarding this hidden world, ensuring it thrives for generations to come.